I would like to proceed by questioning the opposition that what would happen if the center or state government collapsed in mid-tenure? Would elections be held again in every state, or president's rule will be imposed? Good evening, Honorable Speaker, my fellow parliamentarians, and one and all present over here. I stand here today in front of you vehemently against the motion of the proposed bill of the House, that is, one nation, one election. I would like to ask one of my parliament, as they mentioned, that in the past, the simultaneous elections were held. Okay, then why it get stopped? Article 368 gives Parliament to amend the Constitution, but not at the cost of basic structure of the Constitution. Honorable Speaker, this bill is completely impractical in long run. This will lead to centralization of power, and it poses a great threat to federalism, which is itself a basic structure of our Indian Constitution. So I would request them not to bulldoze the basic structure of Indian Constitution. Sarkaria Commission said that over-centralization leads to high pressure at the center and anemia at the periphery. And I think the opposition is not able to understand the technicalities of the statement. That's why they are today advocating such a despotic rule. Yes, Honorable Speaker, this is a despotic rule. Honorable Speaker, there has been a report published by Law Commission of India, chaired by B.S. Chauhan in August 2018, which declared that simultaneous elections are not feasible in the existing framework of the Indian Constitution. It is suitable in presidential form of government. For example, Germany, which has, which has constructive vote of no confidence, and UK, which has fixed term Parliament Act 2011, where the term of Parliament is already fixed, and before completing the tenure, elections are not to be held in the country. And here I guess the Treasury bench is not willing to consider these facts while supporting the motion. Are you? Of course not. That's why they are supporting the motion of the House. I would like to quote here in the words of Shashi Tharoor that one size fits rarely anyone, and the diversity of India needs flexibility in its electoral process. Honorable Speaker, one nation, one election would bulldoze the regionalism of our country. Simultaneous election will curb the voice of the people living at the margins of the society by strangulating the scope for regional parties which reflects local aspirations. Honorable Speaker, they are just locals in the namesake. Honorable Speaker, I am astonished to see that they are expecting one nation, one election will make the government more accountable to the people. No, since elections are to be held once in 5 years, it will drastically reduce the accountability of the government. It will lead to an autocratic government. It will lead to increasement in the horse trading. For example, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, where 2/3 of party members shift their sides only to remain in power. Honorable Speaker, only to remain in power they shift their sides. Counting the zeros in the cost of elections, I would like to ask the Treasury bench to count the number of slabs in the one tax, one nation, one tax. Let me help you. It's 5. They are unable to go for a one nation, one tax, and they are asking us to support one nation, one election. So much hypocrisy in this. Honorable Speaker, I guess the opponents are not aware of the ECI's ambitious strategy called Turnout Implementation Plan under SWIFT in 2010. And that's why they are advocating to jeopardize the whole country only to examine a new change. What a silly thought a person could ever have. The Turnout Implementation Plan was able in creating turnout record in 2014. In 2019, it reached to 67.8%, and now ECI hopes to push it to 70%. I don't see any need to jeopardize the whole country only to test a new change. Being the youngest and largest democracy, we should work towards the welfare of the state. rather discussing on how elections are to be held in the country. The Treasury bench seem to be devil's advocate in advocating the one nation, one election. Hence I conclude that change is necessary, but it should be brought intelligently when there is a need, not when we want. I urge you to move the bill against the motion.